Hey everyone, this is Dhruvin and I welcome you all to Power Apps Beginner series. You are watching ninth part of this series and in this session we are going to talk about forms in Power Apps. Here we are going to create new form inside the independent Canvas app. So now let's get started. In this session, we are going to create this type of form. Whenever a user click on apply leave, it will redirect them to the screen and it will show this type of form to them. And once the form is being saved, it will store the information to the appropriate list. This type of requirement we wanted to achieve here. So how can we achieve this requirement? Let me show you that thing in step by step. First of all, create a blank canvas app in Power Apps. Now, here you can see that screen 1 does not have anything over there. It is a blank screen. Now, let me add one button over here for new request. In order to do that, just click insert and click on button. So, that will add this type of button here. Let's rename its text as apply leave over here and this will look like this. Now we want to add the leave request form, right? For that, first of all, connect the data sources. Go to the view, data sources, and now from the connectors, select the SharePoint connector from here. I'm selecting SharePoint. Now provide the site over here. I'm providing my site as leave application. Now we have created two different lists. One is leaves and second one is approvers. Just connect both the list over here. We discussed about the list schema in the previous session, right? Now let's do one more thing. Add one new screen over here to add the form. From new screen, there are different type of screens available. You just need to use the scrollable screen. The reason is that scrollable screen provides us the functionality to add the different section on our screen, right? Now this scrollable screen has been added over here. Now let's add our form inside this particular scrollable canvas. So select your data card and inside that select insert form. Just click on add an item and from here just select insert form and from here select the edit form. So that will add. Go to the tree view and check that the form control has been added, but it has been added outside the canvas. Just cut that and add the form inside our data card over here. So our form has been added over here, right? Now let's do one thing here. Let me just I just wanted to create the new form, right? So for that what we need to do here is, let me just expand this form elements like this, and now let's provide its data source. I want to prepare a form for leaves, so just select the leaves as a list over here. So that will create one out of the box form for my leaves. Now one more thing we need to consider. I want to show this form as a single column, so just select single column from here. Now here you can see that the layout mode is something like vertical. Just select the horizontal layout mode over here. So this will look like this, right? Now let's say for an example, I want to arrange my fields over here. So I want to arrange this in this manner. Let's say click on this edit field. My first column should be the type column, whether the leave is planned or unplanned, right? So my first column is select type, right? The second column is leave type, meaning I want to select the leave type from here. Third column should be my leave description, then department, manager, start date, end date, number of days, leave status, manager comments and attachment, right? The sequence would be as it is. So here I discussed about how we can change the sequence of the field easily. Just select your form, click on edit fields, and from here you can just drag and drop and change the form sequence very easily, right? Now let's do one more thing. Now let me just add a title here. The title is, right? Now let's run the page. So you can see that when you run the page, you cannot see anything over here. It is showing me no item to display. Now why it is showing me this thing? In order to resolve that, we need to initialize our form, right? So let me go to screen 1 and let me initialize my form. So whenever I'm clicking on apply leave option, it will initialize my new form and reset my form and open my new form, right? For that, just write two different functions over here. First, I want to reset my form. So you, for resetting the form, use the reset form, and inside that type form 1. Then I want to open that form as a new form, right? For that, just use a function new form, and inside that provide the form ID over here like this. Just format your code so this will look like this, right? Now let's run our app. Now one more thing, my form is available in the second screen. So after initializing new form, we need to navigate ourselves to screen 2. For that, just use a function navigate, select the screen, select the transition effect, that is fade. I am not passing any context over here. I just need to use navigate function and inside that transition field, right? Click on apply leave. So you can see that this form has been appeared to us like this. Now we need to make some customization in this created form. Let me show you which type of customization I want to do here. First of all, to make any changes to your forms field, you need to unblock your card. You can see that whenever you add this form control, this type of data cards has been added. Now whenever I am expanding any data card, we can see 4 different elements over there. One is star visible, which is responsible to show or hide whether this field is compulsory or not. Second is error message, like if we click on save and at that time if some of the field is required but still not filled in, at that time this error message will be visible to you. Data card value, meaning here you can see that value for this particular description will be showing here, and data card key means the header label for this particular value will be showing here. Now let's select the data card and unlock the property, right? So lock has been removed. Now here I want to make change in my data field name. My field name should be like leave description. So let's just remove this one and add leave description in the text field, right? So this is how I can change that field name. One more thing, for any of the data card we have different properties. Some properties and some events are appear when you click on here, right? Now we have changed this property. Now what I wanted to do here is I just wanted to increase the size of the leave description. So what I want to do here is, let's say for an example, I want to increase this data card values height, right? For that, just select that one, and from here you will be finding the height property over here. So at this moment 40 pixel are there. Let's increase that up to 80 pixel like this, right? So it will add the leave description like this. Now let's say what I wanted to do here is, whenever there are some date fields, I just wanted to decrease the width of the field like this. Let's say, let me first unlock my card first. So I'm unblocking this start date and end date. Now I want to decrease the width. So for that I'm just selecting this one I'm just checking its width property. Width property is like this: parent.width minus 60 cross 0.6, right? Now instead of 0.6, what I wanted to do here is, whenever you click here you can see this value over here like this. I just wanted to increase the field 0.2 like this, right? So that decrease my field like this, right? Similar way, same way, I just wanted to decrease the width. Click on width, and from here just decreases up to 0.2 like this. Now one more thing, this number of days field. This number of days field is something which should be calculated based on the start date and end date automatically, and it should be filled in here, right? So I want to find out how many days of leave that the user has taken. Let's say if you select 8 September and 10 September here, meaning that you have taken leave for 3 days, 8th, 9th and 10th, right? For that you need to write a logic here, and based on that this field should be pre-populated automatically over here, right? Now let me explain you how we can do that. First of all, let's unlock this card and let's make this field as a disabled field, because this is something that should not be filled in by the end user. It should be pre-populated automatically. Go to the display mode property here. So if we want to disable any of the card, you just need to select display mode, and from here what you need to do here is you just need to type display mode dot disabled, right? So this will shown as a disabled field over here. Let's find out the difference between start date and end date. Let me just select this inside data card, and let me just write a formula like this. We will use a function date difference that will find out the difference between start date and end date. Now what is the start date? This date, right? Its ID is data card value 4. Here, yes, data card value 4 dot selected date, that would be the start date, right? And now what would be the end date? Let's copy the ID of this one, data card value 5. So data card value 5 dot selected date, correct? Just hit enter. Now here you can see that it is showing me the difference in between these 2 days. 8 to 10 means 2 days leave, but my logic is somewhat different. Here user has taken 3 days leave, right? Because what it will do is it will minus 10 minus 8 means 2, but actually it's a part of 3-day leave, right? So I just need to add plus 1 inside this formula. So what it will do is it will automatically add 1 day for this calculated days. So here it is showing the correct days now, right? Now let's say if I need a single day leave, so I'm selecting 8 and 8 in both the one, and it is showing me 1 here. Now one more thing, let's say for an example, if user doesn't select anything here like this, at that time also it is showing 1 as by default. So how can I restrict that? For that I need to use one if condition here. So let's add one if condition. If data card value 4 is equal to blank and data card value 5 is equal to blank, it should show 0 by default. Otherwise it should find out the difference in between this one and show us the end result, right? Let's format this text, and the final formula will look like this. Now let's check the formula. So you can see that by default it is showing 0, and you can see that 2 scrolls inside this particular form. So In order to remove the double scroll, just select your form control and increase the height of your form and increase your form's height up to 1000 pixel. And now let me just decrease the height of this particular attachment as 200 pixel over here. Now I have one more requirement, like whenever my leave type is equal to medical leave, only at that time attachment control will be visible and we must need to upload our form over there. For rest of the leave type, it should not show this attachment control. So how can I achieve that? Right? In order to do that, I need to write one conditional statement. First of all, select this drop down and copy its ID. Now select the attachment control and to show and hide the control, select the visible property. At this moment it is true. Now we need to make this conditionally. So we need to use a formula if data card value 8.selected.value equal to medical leave, then it should be true, otherwise false, right? So at this moment medical leave is selected, so it is showing, right? Now let's copy this one. Now we need to make this field required as well. Select your card and from here we have the required property. Select that one and let's copy the same condition over here as well. Like if it is medical leave, then it is required, otherwise it is false, right? So you can see that currently the medical leave has been selected, so it is required. For other fields it is not required, right? Now let me change that as casual leave, so it is hidden by default here, right? So you can see that change here, right? In case of medical it become required, right? Now let's do one more change. We need to make few field required here, so let's make that field required. Type is required, so unlock your card, just go to the required property here and from here make it as true. Just copy this. Leave type is also required, select required and make that as true. Leave description is also required. Department, manager, start date and end date, all the fields are required, so let me select all the fields together over here. Department, manager, start date and end date, and leave type is also required. Leave type, let me select the required property here and make it as true, correct? So asterisk has been added here, right? You can see that the form is looking like this, right? Now let me just decrease the form width a little bit, so we will not have this blank space over here. For that, just select your form height and now let me decrease my form height over here like this. So my form height has been converted around 870 pixels like this, right? Now let's say whenever there is no medical control, this height should more decrease, right? Now how can I make that height dynamically? Let me explain you. For that we need to write a condition. Just select your form over here and we just need to select the height property, click on height, so it will show us here. Now we need to check if my data card is exist, then I need to add that data card height over here, otherwise I should not increase the height of my data card, right? Now for that let's do one thing. Just drag this a little bit like this and let's check what's the height at this moment. Height at this moment is 657. Just copy this height. Now let's add condition here. Now let's copy this attachment data card control, that is this one, right? Now go back again with the form. If data attachment data card 1 dot visible true, then the height should be 657 plus attachment data card 1 dot height, correct? Otherwise, if it is invisible, the form height should be 657, correct? Now let's check this thing. So at this moment the height of form is 657. Now let's say I am selecting medical leave, so the form height is being increased, right? So this is how we can set the dynamic height for our form, right? Now one more thing I want to do. Now we have created this form, right? But the thing is that whenever as a requester I am submitting the form, the leave status is by default pending, right? And when manager comes in, they will able to fill this field over there, right? So this field should be applicable only for the managers. This should not be visible to the requester. Also, this field should not be part of new form anytime. It should always be part of the edit form, right? Now how can we determine like my form is a new form or a edit form, right? So for that we need to write one visible condition for these two fields. We will get the form mode easily over here. So let's add one condition here. Let's say go to here and unlock the card first. Same way here as well, unlock the card. Now let's say I want to hide this field when the form is new. Go to the visible property, and now from here let's select if form1 dot mode is equal to form mode dot new, then it should not be visible, meaning false, else true, right? If form mode is equal to new, then we don't want to show that field, otherwise we want to show this field, right? Let's format the text. So the code will look like this. Copy this one and paste the similar one for manager comments as well. So go here, select manager comments, go to the visible property to show and hide, and just paste the code. So here it is, it will look like this, right? Now I want to do one more thing. Until this section everything is considered as a requester section, right? I just want to change the position of those last two fields. For that I'm clicking on form field again, go to the properties, go to the edit fields, and let's say I want to change leave status below the attachment as well as manager comments below the leave status. So this will look like this, right? And now what I want to do here is I just wanted to change the color, background color for all the requester field, right? Let me just select every field from here. I selected everything over there, and now let me just change the color from here. Here we have a color property. Just select the color property over there and just select this type of green color over there, right? Now let me select the leave type as well and select that green color as well. So for all the requester field we have this green color fill, and for the manager field we do not have any fill over there, right? Now we have created our form successfully here, right? Now one more customization I wanted to do. Let's say we have the manager field here. Whenever you add the new form, it will add the simple people picker column over here, right? But what I wanted to do here is whenever user select any department, based on that if manager field will be showing as a drop down here. So let's say whenever I'm selecting development department, at that time it should show me 4 different approvers over there. Same way if I'm selecting manager, one approver should be showing in the drop down, right? So how can I achieve that? Let me explain you that thing in detail. Here we are making this people picker column as a drop down column based on the selected department, right? Now in order to achieve that, we need to use the collection. Now let me explain you that thing in detail. Now in my previous session we have discussed about the concept of collection, right? Collection is something which will store the data as a record. Collection is something which is used to store the data, right? Now what I need to do here is whenever I'm selecting development department, I need all the approver names with its department over there, right? Now for that what I need to do here is first of all select here and click on change event of here. Select on change, and whenever you click on change, we need to write one, we need to prepare one collection, right? To prepare the collection we will use the clear collect. In clear collect, first of all pass the list name. My list name is approver because I need to filter my data from the approver list, right? Now first of all let's provide the name of the collection. So I am providing my collection name as filtered approvers, right? Now I need to select the item over here, right? So basically I just need to pass the department and based on that it will return the row, right? Now in order to do that we need to use the filter function. So let's use a filter. In filter we need to pass the data source. My list name is approvers. Let's pass that. And what would be the condition? Condition should be like, here you can see that department, right? Department's internal name is title, so it should be title equal to which value the user has selected. Let's say from department user has selected development. So how can I get that value? Need to copy this ID and then pass data card value 2 dot selected dot value, correct? So now filter condition is completed, and now let's complete this bracket as well, right? Now let's format our code. So this is my collection, right? Now let's check what value we are getting there. I am changing that to HR. Now let's check the collection value. I'm going to view collection, and you can see that this collection value. So you can see that approver name we are getting here. We are getting 3 different record. One is Tejal, then second one is Shriraj, and third one is Dhruvin. So same thing is over there, 3 approvers are there. We are getting 3 records over there, right? Now what I wanted to do is I am getting that filter data over there successfully. Now I want to pass that filtered connection to my people picker field over here. Now before we passing that collection inside the people picker, we need to follow some pattern over there. Let's say whenever I'm selecting this people picker, you can see that we have this type of structure, leaves.manager. So this type of out of the box table is available over here. Let me show you that thing. Let's say let me manually type anything here. Let's say I'm typing Shriraj email address over here. Now let me check that thing over here and let me show you what we are getting that. At this moment, this type of value is being stored here, right? Now let me store that thing inside the collection, so we will get a better idea. So let me just press any button and let me just store clear collect, and let me store that choices over here. So we will get what is the out of the box structure which is supported by people picker, right? Now let me hit and button click, and let me show you which type of structure it is supporting. Go to the view and click on collection. So here you can see that this is the structure of my collection. It is supporting claims, department, display name, email, job title and picture column over here. And inside that there should be the record value, right? So my out of the box people picker should have this 6 different column over there. Only then it will show that as a drop down, right? So I want to convert my collection that I'm getting here in form of this collection. So I need to manipulate my existing collection, right? Now you can see that whenever I'm clicking on approver, I'm getting exit 6 column over there, but I'm getting those columns as a record, right? Now I want those value as a line items over here, right? Now in order to do that, we need to apply the for loop on that, right? Now go back again over here on departments on change event. Now expand this formula. Now let's add for all loop on our collection that we already created, right? So our collection, we need to basically loop on each individual line item for my collection, and then we need to fetch those values and add it to other collection and make that as compatible to people picker field, right? Let's semicolon that, and let's apply for all loop over there. Use for all. In for all we need to provide the collection name. So my collection name is filtered approver, right? Then comma, we need to provide the formula, right? Now I want to collect each individual row as an item, so let's use collect function inside for all, and let's provide any name. I'm providing the name as approvers manager, colon. Now we need to store the items here, right? So let me just make curly braces, close the collection and complete the loop like this, right? Now which column we need to provide here? It would be same as the column that expect as a people picker. So just go to this button and just check that collection value. Now inside these items we need to pass this structure, because we need our value in form of this one: value, display name, email, picture, claims, department and job title. So basically it is something that 6 columns that we have seen for out of the box people picker, and basically for choices it accepts the value field. So I want to make that as a drop down, so I need to use the value as well. So this is how this for all loop will look like. Now let me just change that value again and let me show you. So let's me change as HR from here, but before we do that we need to clear our collection as well. We are in for all loop and inside that we just use collect, but here we need the collect because I want to add one by one row inside the new collection, but I also wanted to make that collection clear before I'm changing anything. So let me just clear and inside that pass that collection, right? So I just pass that, and also like let's say for an example, now let's say let me select anything, like let me select development. So it should have 4 different values, right? For that, go to view, go to collection, and let's check. You can see that in approver managers I am getting 4 different managers, and the structure is same like this. It is looking like this one, right? That is absolutely correct, right? Now what we need to do here is we just need to fill this drop down, right? Just select your card here. Now instead of this out of the box one, just comment that out, and let's add our own custom collection that we created on change event. Approvers manager is the name of my collection, right? And it has this type of data structure, so we just need to pass that. And let's see the outcome. Let me select HR, so it will show me 3 users. If I'm selecting development, it is showing me this 3 users, and if I'm selecting managers, it is showing me this user. Let's say I'm selecting this one. Now let's say whenever I'm selecting HR, it is not clearing this value, but in drop down it is showing the value. So I just want to reset this field. For that I just need to write one more formula over that. Select the department, and let me just reset that field. Reset, and what is the ID for this manager? Data card value 3. Right? So whenever I'm changing anything, existing value will be removed. Now here we can see 4-1. If I'm selecting this one, 3 different values are available here, right? So this is how we can customize, this is how we can make our people picker column as a drop down here, right? So this is how we can make this type of customization. So I know this is a long video because I made so many real life examples and scenarios here, because in actual life most of us are facing this type of issue for a sure, and that's the reason I have considered all of these things over here inside this new form, right? Now we have written everything here. My requirement for this one has been completed. Now it's time to save our form, right? Now in order to save our form, let's create one save button at the bottom. So this is my canvas. Add one section here, and this will add one more data card here. And now let me add one button over there, right? Now let's insert button, and now let me just change this position over here. I just want to place 2 buttons, one for save and one for cancel, right? Now on save button, what we need to do here is we just need to submit our form. Now let's do the code for save and cancel. In order to save the form, we have a simple function, submit form. So basically submit form is something which will submit my form and store the data. Submit form, form 1, correct? Same way, whenever you click on cancel, basically it should be redirecting me to the home screen, as well as it should resetting the form, right? So for cancel, just use reset form, form 1, and then navigate back to the home screen. So just use a navigate, and I want to redirect user as screen 1 and fade, right? So this is the code of cancel. Now one more thing, on save form as well, once the form is being submitted successfully, I want user to redirect to home screen, right? For that, just select your form control, and now let's submit the message. For that, on success event, let's notify the user that form has been submitted. Notify, then we need to provide the message. Leave application has been submitted successfully, and notification type is success, right? And once I got this message, I want user to redirect to the home screen. So navigate, screen 1, transition type is equal to fade, right? Correct? Okay, got it. Now let's go to the home screen, and now let's submit this request over here. But before we do that, let's make some more changes for the user navigation. Let me just add back icon. So I'm just adding one back icon over here, so I can go back to the previous screen. Now let me just change this color as a white one, not this one. Just wanted to change this color as white. And now on select, type back function. So back function will allow us to go to the previous screen, back cover, right? And now let me add one home screen as well, so that it will redirect me to the home page, right? So let's add one home icon. Let's place it here and let's change its color. Now let's write a code. Navigate to the home screen. Screen 1 is the home screen, and let's make that as a cover, right? So here it is, we are good. So let me go to the home screen. Let me click on apply leave. It is opening this form for me. Now in homework, I want to give you one more task. You can see that this is the height, right? You need to add one more condition. If your form mode is equal to new, then this height should be decreased up to this one, and whenever you are opening that edit form, it should expand up to this one. This is the homework for you. Make that thing and let me know your opinion in the comment section. Now let me add one item, planned leave. Now I am uploading medical leave, so I am selecting medical leave from here. Now let me just add leave description. I'm just adding a description. I'm suffering from cold. Let's select the development department and select my manager as Shriraj. Let me select start date, right? Now I want to upload the attachment compulsory, so let me upload any of the appropriate attachment over here. So let's say I am uploading any of the file over here like this, and now let me hit save. So this will store my form and it shows a message, leave application has been submitted successfully, and it redirected me to the home screen, right? Now let's check the entry. Let me hit refresh over here, and here it is. Everything has been submitted successfully over here like this, right? So this is how we can store the leave application inside the SharePoint list, and this is how the new form will work inside the standalone Canvas app. So stay tuned with me with my next session. If you have any question related to this topic, you can add your questions in the comment section. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. Stay connected with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and WhatsApp. If you wish to receive the daily notification from my channel, click on this link. It will be redirecting you to this form. Fill the form and you will be receiving daily notification on your WhatsApp number. Stay connected with me. Have a great day. Goodbye.